Michele Knight. This is the astrological update for the whole of April. There is so much going on, I don't even know how I'm going to fill you in 3 minutes. And it kicks off straight away with a T-square on the 1st that's making some people very, very confused and emotionally confused about what they feel and where they're going. And it's almost as if there may be a power struggle in your own mind. If you're a Sagittarius or a Gemini, this may be particularly confusing time for you at the beginning of this month. However, the good news is there is still a lot of Aries energy about. So we all have this sense of optimism, like we're going through a brand new start, and there's a certain innocence in the way you deal with things. But because Pluto is going retrograde and is causing a little bit of friction with some of those Aries planets at the beginning of the month, we could find that there's a feeling of real not wanting to be contained, not wanting to be controlled. There may be some rebellion or something going on in the world where people are really rebelling against the forces of capitalism. And on an individual level, it might be that you really can't stand being controlled or being forced into doing something at work, for instance. You'd rather have a sense of personal freedom. Now, to use that energy wisely, use the force and vigor of the Aries energy this month to push you through. And if there is any sense of restriction, the best way to deal with it is look within yourself. Say, how have I held myself back? What is it that I resist when it comes to my fear of being controlled? And you can balance up these energies, because all of that Aries energy is allowing you to be your own hero, to save yourself, to be optimistic, and to allow yourself to really fly free. On the 8th, we have a Sun, Venus, Mars conjunct Aries, and it's squaring that Capricorn. So that's a day when you might feel that restriction and push and pull. But on the 10th, there is a new moon in Aries, and that new moon is a brand new beginning. It's the beginning of an astrological new year in a way. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's like we start again and we start fresh. We have the energy to dream big and to be impulsive. If you've been holding back in your life, or there's something that you haven't had the courage to do, on the 10th, make a wish, dream big and leap into the unknown. Like the Fool in the tarot deck, which knows that wherever he or she lands, they're safe, because the universe is always looking after you, and what's for you cannot pass you by. So take that optimism in both hands. We also have Venus, Mercury enters Aries also on the 14th. And Venus, the planet of love, enters Taurus. And actually Capricorn isn't going retrograde until the 12th, but that energy right from the beginning of the month is very, very strong. It's like going back to look within yourself at your financial commitments, your restrictions in the past, and overcoming that. When we have the Taurian energy coming in, all of us feel a lot more grounded, particularly as March had such a sort of airy-fairy, spiritual revelation, romanticism, idealism. We're now able to take those dreams and ground ourselves as we head into the flavour of Taurus mid-April. Now, it starts off with Venus, the planet of love, entering Taurus on the 15th, giving us all a sense of being able to commit, able to be loyal, able to look at our own integrity when it comes to our relationships. But this month doesn't stop there. I mean, it's just absolutely insane what's going on, and you might feel pulled from pillar to post between feelings of being grounded to feelings of being impulsive and not really knowing where you stand. The best way to handle it is actually to tune in to that Taurian energy and allow yourself to feel as if you've got roots in the earth. You've taken in a lot of spiritual transformations recently, you've been inspired, and now is the time to put those roots into the earth and allow yourself to grow and lay solid foundations. We have a Moon and Jupiter conjunction on the 15th in Gemini, and that's great because it gives us the ability to communicate and to communicate well and have some good fortune or some flair when it comes to allowing our communication out. We also have a grand Earth trine on April the 22nd, with Moon in Virgo trining Venus in Taurus, and that's trining Pluto in Capricorn. It's the opportunity to get on, to pull together not only our relationship, but our financial commitments and our drive and our dreams, and move forward. So look out for a little window of opportunity around the 22nd. hopefully on a global level, there'll be some good news as well. Something will clear. We might even get some positive financial news about the status of the crisis that's going on financially globally. Now, there's also a triple yod on the 22nd. It's a very, very powerful day. And this is going to stir up all sorts of emotions, and it's asking you to trust in your original ideas, but also be very, very practical. And then on the 22nd, also, we have Sun, Mars and Venus conjunct in Taurus. We are grounded enough to deal with our dreams. We're grounded enough as a community and globally to pull together and put our wishes out there to try and help transform the world. Join a group, form a charity, start meditating and sending out unconditional love. Do something for the community around the 22nd, because there is so much energy for us to tap into that can really help our global situation. Empathy, integrity and unconditional love really should be coming to the surface in all of us to help transform ourselves and each other this year. Now, there is on the 25th a full moon in Scorpio. Now that's quite intense. It brings up our primal emotions. You might have a dream about an ex-lover. You might feel some kind of emotion that you've never dealt with. But it's also a very, very psychic time. You could tune in and heal some of your own shadows, some secrets that you've held to yourself. You can cleanse yourself of things that have been hurting you for a long time. It's an incredibly powerful moon. It's an incredible sexual moon, actually. It's one of the best times of the year to make love, is the Scorpio full moon. It's passion personified. Now, we also have a partial lunar eclipse with that, so it makes it even more of an opportunity for a beginning and for us to really go into the shadow and shine the light upon it. We have a Sun and Mars conjunction in Taurus, opposite Saturn in Scorpio on the 29th. There may be issues about joint finances, or you looking at your pattern when it comes to money. I mean, really, we're required to look at everything this month, to act lovingly towards ourselves and other people, but go after our dreams and trust our ability to be grounded in that. And finally, we have Jupiter in Gemini squaring Chiron in Pisces. It's time to bring our ideas, our rational mind, and the things that we're good at communicating, and bring that in line with our spirituality. And all of us actually have to do that, to honour our unique soul, to embrace our wisdom and bring it in line with our spiritual beliefs and our understanding that we're all one. Anyway, I hope that made a bit of sense to you. It really was particularly full on this April, but it's bound to be exciting, have lots of opportunities if you just keep your feet firmly on the ground. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.